Your goal is to speak English fluently, but one of the challenges you experience is not knowing the right words and expressions to use when a specific topic is brought up. Don't worry. In this full English lesson, I'm going to teach you the English vocabulary words and English expressions you need to speak English confidently and fluently about productivity. Are you ready? Well then, I'm teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. The very first word that I want to teach you is abundance. Excellent. Again, after me, abundance. Great job. Now, this word abundance just means a very large quantity of something. Once again, a very large quantity of something. He has an abundance of books. She has an abundance of ... It literally just means, again, a very large quantity of something. Now, check out this first example sentence. The farmer was delighted to see an abundance of crops ready for harvest. He was looking out over his crops and he said, wow, I have a lot. I have a large quantity. Once again, the farmer was delighted to see an abundance of crops ready for harvest. What about this second example sentence? She found herself in an abundance of free time after retiring. She had so much more time than when she was working. Now she could do what she wanted. Again, she found herself in an abundance of free time after retiring. What about this example sentence using the word abundance? The library offered an abundance of resources for his research. I remember growing up, before we had cell phones and the computers that we know now, we had to go to the library to physically look at books in order to write our research papers. And this young man in the video, if you're watching this video, he's at the library. Why? Because the library offered an abundance of resources for his research. Makes sense, right? So again, abundance, a very large quantity of something. Let's move on now to word number 2. Vocabulary word number 2 is, after me, prolific. Excellent. Again, prolific. Great job. Now, this word prolific just means producing a great number or amount of something. Producing a great number or amount of something. He is a prolific writer, meaning he has written a lot of poems or a lot of essays or a lot of books. Again, producing a great number or amount of something. Check out this first example sentence. The prolific writer had published over 100 stories. She wrote tons of stories. She was a prolific writer. And what about this second example sentence? This region is known for its prolific olive trees. They have tons and tons of olive trees in this region. Once again, this region is known for its prolific olive trees. And what about this third example sentence? The prolific bird species has significantly increased in number this year. Last year there were a lot, but this year there are even more. Once again, the prolific bird species has significantly increased in number this year. Once again, this word prolific, it means producing a great number or amount of something. You got it? Excellent. All right, let's move on to number 3. I do want to remind you, if you are not already receiving it, remember you can sign up for my free email newsletter where every day from Sunday to Friday, I'll send you brand new vocabulary words to help you improve your English vocabulary. All you have to do is go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com. Totally free. Sign up today. All right, here's the third vocabulary word. Efficiency. Excellent. Again, efficiency. Great job. Now, this word just means the state or quality of being efficient or able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. Once again, that last part. Able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. In other words, you use your time wisely. That's something our teachers said all the time when I was growing up. So the word again is efficiency. Here's the first example sentence. The new software greatly improved the efficiency of the data analyst's process. This is again referring to being able to get something done and not waste time. So once again, the new software greatly improved the efficiency of the data analysis process. What about sentence number 2? Her efficiency at work earned her a promotion within a year. Her ability to get things done in a good amount of time helped her get promoted. Once again, her efficiency at work earned her a promotion within a year. What about sentence number 3? The company focused on energy efficiency to reduce operating costs. They wanted to save money. They wanted to make sure they were using their resources properly. So again, the company focused on energy efficiency to reduce operating costs. Once again, our word number 3, efficiency. It just means to state the state or quality of being efficient or able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. Word number 4, fruitful. Excellent. Again, fruitful. Great job. Now, this just means producing good or helpful results or productive. Again, fruitful means producing good or helpful results or productive. Now, I want you to check out the first example sentence. The brainstorming session was very fruitful, generating many viable solutions. Hey, it was worth it. We all were able to benefit from that meeting because we were able to come up with good solutions. This was a great session. Once again, the brainstorming session was very fruitful, generating many viable solutions. What about sentence number 2? Sentence number 2, his efforts to learn a new language were fruitful, allowing him to communicate during his travels. He put the hard work in. He studied for hours, and it enabled him to really learn the language well. So once again, his efforts to learn a new language were fruitful, allowing him to communicate during his travels. Now, what about sentence number 3? Let's see how it's used in this sentence, the word fruitful. The collaboration between the two departments proved to be fruitful. The collaboration proved to be helpful, proved to be productive. It was a good decision. Once again, the collaboration between the two departments proved to be fruitful. This word is very useful. It means, once again, producing good or helpful results or productive. In English, we say fruitful. You got it. I love it. All right, let's move on to our next vocabulary word. Number 5, optimize. Excellent. Again, optimize. Great job. Now, optimize just means to make the best or most effective use of a situation, opportunity, or resource. Once again, to make the best or most effective use of a situation, opportunity, or resource. In English, we say optimize. Check out the first example sentence. Here's the first example sentence using this word optimize. The team is working hard to optimize the website for a better user experience. Now, prior to becoming an English teacher, your English teacher, I actually was a web designer. I worked at NASA when I was in Huntsville, Alabama. So I always tried to figure out how to make the websites better user experience. I wanted them to actually load quickly. Why? Once again, the example sentence. The team is working hard to optimize the website for a better user experience. Makes sense, right? Here's sentence number 2. They hired a consultant to help optimize their business processes. They wanted to make sure their business processes were the best and also the most effective. So what did they do? They hired a consultant to help optimize their business processes. Makes sense, right? Here we go. Sentence number 3. To optimize plant growth, the farmer adjusted the irrigation schedule. He wanted to make sure the plants were able to grow as large as possible, but in the proper way. So what did he do? To optimize plant growth, the farmer adjusted the irrigation schedule. So once again, vocabulary word number 5, optimize. It means to make the best or most effective use of a situation, opportunity, or resource. All right, so we have these 5 English vocabulary words, and now it's time for us to move to our English expressions. We had abundance, prolific, efficiency, fruitful, and optimize. Now, our first English expression is burn the midnight oil. Good. Again, burn the midnight oil. Excellent. Remember, we're speaking about productivity, right? This expression just means work late into the night, alluding to the time before electric lighting. Right now I have lights on me in the studio, right? We all have lights that we use, but there was a time when electricity was not even available. So you had to burn the midnight oil, right? Using oil to light the candles, or to have a light source in your home. Burn the midnight oil. All right, check out this first example sentence. To finish the project on time, the team had to burn the midnight oil for several weeks. They wanted to finish the project. They had a goal in mind, but if they only worked during the day, they weren't going to achieve the goal. So they had to work late into the night. They had to, once again, burn the midnight oil for several weeks to finish the project on time. What about sentence number 2, this example? He found himself burning the midnight oil again, studying for his final exams. I remember doing this when I was getting my master's degree. There were times that I had to stay up late and wake up early, right? I'm an early bird, so I like to go to bed early and then wake up early. But when you have a lot to do, sometimes you have to burn the midnight oil and get up early. So once again, he found himself burning the midnight oil again, studying for his final exams. What about sentence number 3? Burning the midnight oil became a habit during her years in architectural school. Architecture school requires a lot of studying. You have to understand math. You have to understand art to make sure you're drawing things properly. She had a lot to study for, so she couldn't go to bed early. Again, burning the midnight oil became a habit during her years in architecture school. Makes sense, right? So again, burn the midnight oil just refers to work late into the night, or working or studying late into the night, alluding to the time before electric lighting. What about expression number 2? To put something on ice. Excellent. Again, to put something on ice. Great job. This literally just means to postpone or shelve something, or to stop an activity or plan temporarily. We're going to stop. We're going to halt. We're not going to move forward anymore. We're going to stop moving and stop acting. Again, to put something on ice. Check out this first example sentence. This again is going to help you understand how to use this expression in real life like a native English speaker. Here we go. The budget cuts forced us to put the expansion plans on ice. Again, something happened and it stopped us from being able to move forward with our original plan. Again, the budget cuts forced us to put the expansion plans on ice. We had to stop them. Sentence number 2. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the trip was put on ice. Listen, we had planned to go out together on vacation, but something happened, so we had to stop. Our plans are no longer in place. Once again, due to unforeseen circumstances, the trip was put on ice. Example sentence number 3. She decided to put her job search on ice until after her vacation. Yes. Sometimes you have to take a break. She said, I'm going on vacation. I'll come back and look for a job then. Once again, she decided to put her job search on ice until after her vacation. So once again, this English expression, to put something on ice, just means to postpone or shelve something, or to stop an activity or plan temporarily. You got it? Excellent. All right. English expression number 3. To pull an all-nighter. Good. Again, to pull an all-nighter. Very good. This just means to stay awake all night to study, work, or complete a task. It's very similar to burn the midnight oil, right? Remember, we're talking about productivity. So this is very similar to burning the midnight oil. Once again, to pull an all-nighter. You're staying awake to study, work, or complete a task. Here's the first example sentence. He had to pull an all-nighter to meet the deadline for his essay. He had a long essay to write, so he couldn't go to sleep. He had to study. He had to write all through the night. Once again, he had to pull an all-nighter to meet the deadline for his essay. What about sentence number 2? Here's the second sentence. The team pulled an all-nighter to fix the bug before the software launch. They needed to get this fixed before the software launch. This bug was taking more time than they expected to fix, so they had to do what? Pull an all-nighter. Again, the team pulled an all-nighter to fix the bug before the software launch. What about this example sentence? Example sentence number 3. College students often pull all-nighters during finals week. Very true, right? During finals week, towards the end of the year, you're trying to pass your exam so you can either graduate or move to the next level, right? So a lot of times students have to pull all-nighters. Once again, college students often pull all-nighters during finals week. You got it? Excellent. Again, number 3, our third English expression, to pull an all-nighter. Let's move on to expression number 4. The fourth English expression is burnout. Good, very simple, right? Again, burnout. Excellent. This just refers to physical or mental collapse caused by overwork or stress. Again, physical or mental collapse caused by overwork or stress. Now, I want you to stay till the end for story time where I tell you a little bit about this burnout. All right. So let's check out some example sentences. Here we go. The first one. After months of nonstop work, he finally reached the point of burnout. He was done. He had no more energy. He had worked hard, but he had reached his limit. Again, after months of nonstop work, he finally reached the point of burnout. Maybe you've experienced that. Sentence number 2. She took a year off to recover from burnout and reevaluate her career goals. She had to step back a bit. She had worked so hard, but she felt like she was physically overwhelmed, mentally overwhelmed, and it was time to step back. She took a year off to recover from burnout and reevaluate her career goals. And what about sentence number 3? Preventing burnout is crucial for maintaining long-term productivity. This is so true. Again, if you want to work hard, you want to get a lot done, you want to be productive, you have to make sure that you don't burn out. So once again, preventing burnout is crucial for maintaining long-term productivity. So, expression number 4, burnout. Good. Expression number 5, another good one we use in English. Nip something in the bud. Yes, again, nip something in the bud. Excellent. Now, this expression is very commonly used in America. It just means to stop something at an early stage. I'm going to catch it before it gets worse. You have a screaming child. You have kids arguing with each other. Stop. I'm going to nip this in the bud right now. Stop screaming. Stop arguing. Go sit down. Stopping it at an early stage. Nipping something in the bud. Make sense? I love it. All right. Check out these example sentences. Here we go. The manager nipped the conflict in the bud by mediating the argument immediately. Hey. Stop. Nope, we're not going to do this. We're not going to argue. The manager did what? Nipped the conflict in the bud by mediating the argument immediately. Sentence number 2. By fixing the leak right away, they nipped a potential disaster in the bud. Hey, it could have been worse, but we were able to stop it at an early stage. Once again, by fixing the leak right away, they nipped a potential disaster in the bud. And what about example sentence number 3? Spotting the error early in the project allowed us to nip it in the bud before it became a bigger issue. Hey, before things got out of hand, before it got worse, we were able to stop it. Again, spotting the error early in the project allowed us to nip it in the bud before it became a bigger issue. Once again, this English expression is extremely useful. It is nip something in the bud. This is an English expression I want you to start using today. I hope you enjoyed this full English lesson. I will talk to you in the next one. You still there? You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. Now, for today, I mentioned earlier when I was teaching you the expressions and the vocabulary words that our story time would be connected to what I taught you earlier. There was a word, an expression I taught you, burnout, right? So several months ago on YouTube, there were many different creators that produced videos either saying that they felt burnout, so they were stepping back from YouTube for a while, or they were actually just commenting on other individuals who had experienced burnout. And I watched some of these videos and I was like, man, I'm glad that they took the time to think about their physical and mental health, right? And recognized, hey, I'm getting overwhelmed. Let me step back for a moment. But there was also another thought that popped into my head. This is also about you. I've been an English teacher online for a while now. I think I've been officially running the business since 2018, 2019. I post a video here on YouTube every Sunday. And in the beginning, it was even more often, right? I have the podcast, and as I was watching the videos and then thinking about my situation, I asked myself, I haven't experienced this burnout recently at all, and I don't foresee me experiencing it moving forward. What is it? And you popped into my mind. You see, any job you have, any work you do, if you work hard at it, there is going to come a time when you feel a bit overwhelmed. But when you keep a bigger purpose in mind, all of a sudden you get an extra level of energy. And that's what happened to me when I thought about you. When I realized that every video I record, every audio clip that I record, has the potential to help you achieve your English goal, all of a sudden I got more energy. And this happens each and every time I record a video or an audio clip. I think about you on the other end. I've had students tell me that they were able to move to America or move to Canada or take their family or get a better job simply because of an English lesson. Now, there are many other amazing English teachers on YouTube and online, and I know that those teachers also had a hand in many of your journeys. But the fact that a lesson online that I've uploaded could change your life, that right there gives me enough energy to keep moving forward and not to be burnt out. So why am I saying this? I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being the reason why I do what I do. I can be so honest with you. I imagine myself doing this for literally decades. I'll do this when I'm 70, when I'm 80. If I have enough energy to be on camera, I'll be on camera. Why? Because I absolutely love helping you achieve your English goals. So, my friend, I believe in you, and I just want you to believe in yourself. And finally, again, I want to say thank you for giving me the honor of being your English teacher. I'll talk to you in the next lesson.